Hello, good morning. In the previous class, we have seen that operations of Carnot cycle, that is the working of Carnot cycle. So in these cycles, we have seen that there are four types of operations performed by the Carnot cycle. First is the isothermal expansion, second is the adiabatic expansion, third is the isothermal compression, and fourth is the adiabatic compression. So out of these four operations, we had studied first operation, that is the isothermal expansion, in the previous class, and in the expression for the isothermal expansion, that is Q1 is equals to W1 is equals to R T1 log of E V2 by V1. So this is the expression, and this is seen in the, this is the PV diagram we already draw here. So this is seen by the curve AB. This is the isothermal curve AB, which has the coordinates P1 V1 T1 and P2 V2 T1. So this is nothing but the area AB G E A is equals to area A B G E A. So this is the first equation for the first operation. So then the second operation is the adiabatic expansion. So this is the second operation performed in the Carnot cycle. So as according to name, adiabatic expansion, okay, so there is no loss of energy or no extract of energy. Means the adiabatic expansion, energy becomes constant. Okay, so in this adiabatic expansion, so in the previous class we have seen that this cylinder kept on the source, means the source has the higher temperature T1, and Q1 amount of heat is extracted from the source and given to the or secreted by the working substance. This is ideal gas, 1 mole of ideal gas in the cylinder filled. Okay, so due to this, when the cylinder kept on the source, okay, Q1 amount of heat is absorbed by the working substance and W1 amount of work is done. This is the W1 amount of work. So then next step, that is the adiabatic expansion. So this ideal gas cylinder, the cylinder is kept on the heat insulating stand second time. Okay, so in that process, when the cylinder is kept on the heat insulating stand, this is the heat insulating stand where there is no energy transfer, means it has a constant temperature. Okay, this is the insulating. So that's why the gas undergoes adiabatic expansion. Okay, the gas undergoes adiabatic expansion. So this adiabatic operation is performed by the curve AB, and there is a gas is allowed to undergo slow adiabatic expansion, so performing the external work W2. And at that time, when the cylinder is placed on the heat insulating stand, its energy expenses and its temperature falls to T2. So same as that of the sink. Sink has the lower temperature T2. So after placing the cylinder on the heat insulating stand, temperature decreases, and this decreases temperature is equal to the sink temperature, that is the T2 Kelvin. So in this procedure, so in this operation, the adiabatic operation is represented by the adiabatic BC. Okay, so this curve, this is the adiabatic curve, and in this adiabatic expansion of the gas is performed. So this has the pressure, volume P2 V2 and C P3 V3, but there is a decrease in temperature same as of the heat, that is the T2. So that's why W2 amount of work is done in this adiabatic expansion, and seen in the diagram curve BC. So W2 is equals to integration, as the volume increases to V2 to V3, we take here VT to V3 and PdV. So this is the amount of work done Q2 along the curve BC. Okay, so we know that according to equation PV gamma is equals to constant. This is the adiabatic equation, and this constant is equals to K. So put this value of P, therefore P is equals to K by V gamma. So after putting this equation, we get integration V2 to V3 K V to the power gamma into dV. So this can be written as the K outside the bracket V2 to V3 dV divided by V gamma. So we know that the integration of x to the power n, integration of x to the power n into dx is equals to integration x to the power n plus 1 and derivative of n plus 1. Okay, so by using this formula we can calculate this v to the power gamma is equals to, that is the k integration we write here v2 to v3 and v to the power minus gamma, because this numerator converted into denominator, denominator converted into numerator, we get minus gamma into dv is equals to k into integral, and the derivative becomes v to the power minus gamma plus 1, okay, and divide by minus gamma plus 1 according to this formula, and the limit v2 to v3. So after solving these, by putting this upper limit, lower limit, this is the constant we take outside the, that is k divided by minus gamma plus 1 into first limit, this is the v to the power minus gamma plus 1 and v2 to v3. So this can be written as the k by minus gamma plus 1 first, that is the v3 minus gamma plus 1 and minus v2 minus gamma plus 1, okay. So this k is taking inside, that is, and when we convert this we get the k by minus gamma plus 1 divided by v3 gamma minus 1 minus 1 divided by v2 gamma minus 1. Means this numerator converted to denominator in the lower side, we get this term. So this k is nothing but the PV gamma is equals to constant. So in that case we take k multiplied with both the terms, we get 1 divided by minus gamma plus 1, or we write here 1 minus gamma into k v3 gamma minus 1 minus k v2 gamma minus 1. So value of k becomes, means p3 v3 gamma equals to p2 v2 gamma equals to k. So putting this value we get 1 divided by 1 minus gamma, k value p3 v3 gamma divided by v3 gamma minus 1 minus p2 v2 gamma divided by v2 gamma minus 1. So v3 gamma and v3 gamma cancelled, so we get the new term as a 1 divided by 1 minus gamma p3 v3 minus p2 v2. So this is expression, and after calculating this, p3 v3 minus p2 v2 equals to, but we know that according to ideal gas equation PV is equals to RT, okay. So therefore P2 V2 is equals to, we write here RT1, P2 V2 is equals to RT1 and P3 V3 equals to RT2, because here P2 V2 means here the temperature becomes T1 and here P3 V3 temperature decreases to same azoto sink, so that's why we take here T2, means in the form P3 V3 we take RT2 and P2 V2 equals to RT1. So this equation becomes 1 divided by 1 minus gamma, and this P3 V3 is nothing but the RT2 minus RT1 is equals to 1 by 1 minus gamma we take R as a common, R, and here T2 minus T1. So after multiplying this term as a, or subtracted this term, means multiplying with the minus sign, multiplying with negative sign, we get the term as a, this equals to R divided by 1 minus gamma, then gamma minus 1, and here T1 minus T2. This is the W2. Okay, so this W2 is equals to R gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, and this W2 is nothing but the denoted by the area, that is BCH GB. Okay, B, C, H, G and B. So this is the area of B, C, H, G and B. So this is the second number equation. Okay, so I hope you understand this equation, because I am taking here the smallest small point, means we study here deeply according to one equations that we have solved it. So this is the second expression, W2 is equals to area BC at GB, and this is the first, that is Q1 is equals to W1 is equals to RT1 log of EV2 by V1 is equals to area ABGEA, and this is the W2 is equals to area BC at GB. So this is the second equation we have calculated here. So in the next class we will see the third operation of Carnot cycle, that is the isothermal compression. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Thank you.